Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my car. I hope you guys are doing well today. It is a nice, warm, yet rainy day here. It's sundress weather finally. I'm so excited for sundress weather. But I am going to be doing my April wrap up today, wrapping up everything except my Alcott April reads. I have another video with my Alcott April wrap up, which I will link in the description. So let's get going. The first thing I'm going to talk about is The Well of Ascension by Sanderson. This is the second book in the original Mistborn trilogy. So we follow a character named Vin who has discovered that she is Mistborn. Now, that means that she can burn metals to elicit different powers and abilities. And someone, if they have the ability to burn metals for powers, usually they can only do maybe one or the other. And we learned in the first book, Mistborn, that Vin can do it all. So she is unique in this world. We had the first book dealt a lot with just her uncovering this power. She had a big leader, and then she fell in love. And I can't say too much without ruining the first book or the second book, but that's kind of the world we're in. I felt like this book delved a little bit more deeper into the characters as people and their development. But I didn't feel like the plot was quite as exciting in this one. And I don't know if that's because I had a little bit more time to dedicate in reading that the first one in one fell swoop, whereas this one I had to take my time and only read when I had time to absorb it, and so it was a little bit more broken up. This was not like just an April project. This is a book I've been reading for a while. So the next one I'm going to talk about is book 1 in the Kitty Couture Mystery Series by Julie Chase. Julie Chase is yet another acronym for Julie and Lindsay. And this one is called Cat Got Your Diamonds. So we're following this young woman who is dealing with a murder type mystery in her new business. She has a shop where she makes couture type items for cats, dogs, animals of all sorts. It's cute. It's cozy. I enjoyed it. We have that trope of like the sheriff with the suspected murderer who happens to be our innocent, protagonist. She likes that trope. I like that trope too. I don't know why. But I like this series so far, this first book. I'll continue on with it. I'm not loving it as much as I like. I love her. She writes under Bree Baker, the Seaside Cafe Mysteries. Those are my favorite. I like those better. So, but I think it's a fun, cozy mystery. So far, I really am enjoying it. So I'm going to continue on with the series. All right, then, and I listened to that and I did enjoy the narrator quite a bit. And then this was also a listen. The Blessings of Humility by Jerry Bridges. It must be pretty old because he's been gone now for several years. But I really, one of the books that I return to again and again is his book called Respectable Sins. And it talks about just things that we tolerate, like in ourselves, like pride, not godlessness, not thinking of God, and like our life circumstances and those types of sins. And this one was very good because it dealt with humility. It just is a good, gentle way to confront yourself on if you are having Christian humility. So I really enjoyed it. Everything I've read by Jerry Bridges or listened to by Jerry Bridges has been good. I really recommend him. So next, getting into my Betty reads now. I read My Cousin Rachel with Bethany from Bethany Brings Book and Chrissy from Chrissy's Purple Library. Y'all, we finished this a couple weeks ago and we're still having some messages sent back and forth. This is a Daphne du Maurier book, and I have already read a few by her. Rebecca, Jamaica Inn, the one about the falcon. I always forget the title. Sorry. Bethany and I read that one together. I read Jamaica Inn with Chrissy. Rebecca, like way many years ago. I've read Rebecca a few times, but this was very good. I don't love it quite as much as Rebecca, but I mean, the more I'm thinking about this may be my second favorite. The one I forgot was The Flight of the Falcon. Flight of the Falcon was the other book I read. So we have Philip, who is like 24 years old. He has been raised by his cousin, and his cousin means the world to him. He means the world to his cousin. His cousin, Ambrose, has had some health issues that like a different environment might help with. So he's been kind of traveling in the winter time, and he travels one time and meets a cousin. So this was written in like the 1950s, meant to be the 1830s. So cousin marriage was totally normal. So he meets his cousin, falls in love with his cousin named Rachel, gets married. Philip is very jealous, but then he gets very concerned because he starts getting messages that Ambrose's health is really failing. Then he gets one saying that he thinks Rachel's doing something to him and that she's his torment. So he goes and he finds out that Ambrose is gone. And from there, we have Rachel entering the picture. Rachel is very charming, and we don't know really who to believe, what is going on, and this book just will make you wonder. And at first, and I agreed with her, like Bethany was saying, I don't know how many stars I want to give this one because there's too many unanswered questions, but that Daphne du Maurier, the way she makes you think and the way her psychology of what she does, I think she did the right thing, because we can't stop thinking and talking about it, and like things will come to our mind and we'll leave another message. And so I would love to know, if you love Daphne du Maurier too, what your favorite of hers is. I would love to know. But that was a very satisfying buddy read. Okay, I actually have the book for the next buddy read. And that was with the lovely Bandana Book Mom and Chatty the Mad Chatter. And I'm sure hearing those other two names and all that, you might guess that we read a middle grade together. We read Pages and Co. The Book Wanderer by Anna James. Now, if you are in the UK, it's going to be called Tilly and the Book Wanderers. So, this is about a girl. She doesn't know anything about her dad. Her mother disappeared when she was very young. Apparently, like when she was a baby, her mother had seemed to be dedicated to her, so it was really big shock to her grandparents. So she's being raised in by her grandparents in their bookshop. And it just sounds like the best bookshop ever. There's a little cafe where there's all these cozy treats, just like a dream come true for a book-loving person. And her grandparents are wonderful and lovely. But then she starts seeing characters from books come into the bookshop and talk to her, like Anne of Green Gables and Alice in Wonderland. And the mystery is very intriguing. There are some great friendships developed. She has a friend that lives in her area that's kind of helping her along this journey. And I think it's good in a way too, because this book, it really talks about this confusing like preteen age where you start having trouble with your girlfriends. Every time I film, my eyes water and I cough. Still alive. Sorry about that. Anyway, that very hard preteen girl age where some of the girls who you were close to, you're not close to anymore, and there's pettiness and things like that. And so I think this would be helpful to a little girl that might be going through some of that. But it's a great buddy read. I can't wait to read the next one. I think we're going to do that in June. So those were my reads other than what I read for Alcott April, which I'll be putting in the description box. I want to hear your favorite read of April. and I hope you read a lot. Bye-bye.